Hello, listeners, and welcome to the Geeks by Gaslight Podcast, the show you need to listen to for your monthly insight into the many wide worlds of geek culture. I'm your host, Carroll, and we have a great show for you this month. First up, we have the former host of GBG. Please welcome back Ronny Diaz.
Oh dear God, they finally let me out of the closet. I was so hungry.
He's free. Ronny is free. But it couldn't be an episode of Geeks by Gaslight if we didn't have Scott Heemstra.
Hey, how ya, who ya? It's me.
So, this is fun. The three of us haven't done one of these podcasts before, I don't think.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't recall.
Nope.
I don't think I've ever been on it, but on a session without Dre, so.
Yeah, that says more about me than it does about him.
Yeah.
Me being desperate. But, first let's kick it off with the trailers from the last month. There were a few, some of which, I don't think we're going to talk about. Like, I know the John Wick, Chapter 3 trailer came out, but we're not going to talk about that because I don't think any of us have seen John Wick, and we need to. So what we are going to talk about is the Spider-Man not Into the Spider-Verse, the Spider-Man. There's so many fucking Spider-Man movies. It's horrible. Spider-Man Far From Home trailer happened. Which the implications of this we're not even going to get into. But just from the movie itself, I want to be honest, this trailer didn't really do it for me.
I liked it, but it's hard to really even know how to interpret some of it without, like, knowing what happens in Endgame.
Yeah, and we don't really, want to, dwell on that for too long.
Yeah.
Because that would just kind of ruin Endgame.
Yeah. I liked, the stuff. I like Nick Fury being there. I'm interested with his role.
Yeah.
In the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like fun.
So the general gist of the trailer seemed to be Spider-Man, Peter goes on a school trip to Europe, and apparently shit hits the fan while he's there. Mysterio's involved. I saw Hydro Man in there, which was cool. For anyone, all the 10 people who remember Hydro Man. But admittedly, I was not one of them. I had to look him up.
Oof.
Yeah, oof for me.
I just kind of took other people's word for it. People were like, "Oh, Hydro Man," and I was like, "Oh, is that who that is?"
Yeah, cool. But no, I'm glad that we're getting Mysterio, because he's like a much bigger name Spider-Man villain that they haven't used in a movie yet.
Yeah.
What do you think, Ronny? Did you like the trailer?
I honestly liked it, but how do I put it? It was a good trailer, but I have a feeling I know where this is going to go, and I don't really want it to go there because that would be a very lame plot. So a lot of the theories that I've been hearing is that Mysterio conjures up the Sandman, Hydro Man, and everything to make himself look good, and that. If they do that, fuck that movie.
I mean,
I always hate that.
I don't hate it, but it's
I always hate that trope. It
is kind of predictable.
Yeah, it's just and he's evil because he doesn't want Spider-Man stealing the spotlight. That's not interesting.
Yeah, I guess.
I'd rather have Mysterio mind fuck the shit out of Spider-Man.
Yeah, I want to get some of that.
I'm wondering, why the fuck Nick Fury needed to knock out Ned? Was that really necessary? I feel like he was just being because he's just being epic. But it's why'd you do that, bro?
I think the point is Nick Fury is still in hiding.
And yeah,
Peter knows better.
He's been in hiding since Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
he could have caught him when he was alone, though.
Yeah,
but he's always with Ned.
I guess Ned. He's just Ned's just been napping, dude.
Ned's the guy in the chair. He's always there.
Exactly. So yeah, Spider-Man. I hope the movie's good. I assume the movie will be good because most of these movies are pretty good. Yeah. Anything else you guys want to say about Spider-Man Far From Home?
I like the new suit.
Oh yeah, me
Which
as
one?
well.
Actually, okay, yeah, there are multiple. All right, I like.
I hope we
all
don't
the
go
new
too
suits.
like batshit crazy with, and this is like the sneaky Spider-Man suit, and this is the one that has like rocket boots, and this one
Oh.
you take when you go skiing, you know?
Okay, yeah, but I would like for them to go there because that just leads to a funny joke. You ever seen Iron Man Armored Adventures where Iron Man has a suit with roller skates in it? It's just the suit, but it has roller skates.
God damn it! Is it rocket powered roller skates?
No, they're not rocket powered roller skates. However, he mentions that he has one that has roller skates, and then he actually uses it effectively in an episode.
I hate it. I hate
I
everything.
love it.
Rocket powered Spider-Man confirmed.
Iron
Okay,
Spider?
so oh fuck, we already got rocket powered Spider-Man. But we also have, speaking of trailers, we have a much more violent trailer in Mortal Kombat 11. That got revealed at E3 a while ago, but we got the story trailer and the reveal for Sonya Blade. Let's start with the story trailer. What'd you think of that?
It was like cool. I don't know shit about Mortal Kombat, but
Yeah,
I
me
like the
either.
part. I like the part where he was like, "Oh, you can't kill me," and he was like, "There are fates worse than death," and he like cut his head off. That was like cool.
Yeah, I guess Raiden's evil now, but like, aren't they all kind of evil? Because they horribly like maim each other every time they fight.
I mean, I don't really know Mortal Kombat. It's one of the few games that I just do not care that much about.
Yeah.
All I know is that like Raiden's usually the good guy.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Is there a reason why we can talk about this, but we can't talk about John Wick?
There is absolutely
I did not realize until like 10 seconds ago that none of us knew shit about Mortal Kombat.
I just kind of assumed one of you did.
I mean, I have a reason as to
there.
why. I have a reason as to why we can talk about this and not Mortal Kombat. We won't fucking meme on this.
I guess.
If we talk about John Wick, I'm most definitely going to make killed my dog jokes.
Okay. All right. I feel like then it's good. We dodged a bullet on that one. No, but I mean, like, okay. Here's the reason we can talk about Mortal Kombat. Sonya Blade is in the game, and she's voiced by Ronda Rousey, which is, I guess, appropriate, but also like,
step on me, Ronda.
Why do I do things? No, but like, here's like anyone who watches WWE knows that Ronda Rousey is great at a lot of things, but speaking is not one of them. So I'm sure with good direction, and from the trailer, she didn't seem to be doing very bad. She seemed to be doing all right. Not great, but like not bad, which is better than I would expect. Sorry, Rhonda. I love you. You're my favorite, slightly terrifying woman, but I just wouldn't like her as an actress. But who knows? It'll probably be great, and at least it's sort of appropriate. And I got to see Sonya Blade crush someone's arm with an arm bar, voiced by Ronda Rousey. So that's fun. Because she likes to do that. Anything else on Mortal Kombat?
I said like the only thing I had to say, which was like that one part was like epic.
Yeah.
I don't really have anything else to say about it.
Yeah, he got electrocuted real bad. Speaking of electrocution, we have a very short new trailer for Shazam. It came out, which was fun. I don't know why they keep using Kendrick Lamar in the trailers.
It's very goofy.
It's very like weird. Like I like that song. It's humble, but like, why?
You gotta sit down, be humble.
Like, is there? What like is there not a more fitting song they could have like used?
Yeah, like Shazam is really not a Kendrick Lamar kind of guy. I don't think.
I mean,
I'm really
I
excited
know what
for
they're
this
going
movie,
for,
though.
I am excited for this movie.
It looks very fun.
I know why they are using Humble, because Shazam's gonna get a very, very big head.
Yeah, but yeah, I guess. Well, yeah.
Someone's gonna die.
I liked him walking into the fucking convenience store and being like, "I would like a case of your finest beer."
I like the like real estate thing when he's like, "Can we get like a lair?"
A lair.
That's epic.
That's pretty epic. No, and I remember when Zachary Levi was first cast, I was like not really feeling it. But ever since he's like shown up in the trailers, I'm like, okay, yeah, this is really good.
Yeah, I think despite being like a DC movie, I have a hard time not feeling like optimistic about this one.
Yeah,
it's like I don't know. It seems so clearly like in like the right direction compared to like everything else.
Yeah,
that it's like it's hard for me to even feel a little bit of the cynical sort of low expectations one would typically have for DC movies lately.
Yeah, and I think it was the trailer was really short, but it got across what it needed to get across, and it's really sort of charming. I feel like we're probably gonna get The Rock in a post-credit scene.
Oh fuck yeah!
Because he got cast as Black Adam, and he's not the villain in the first Shazam movie, so I guess they're saving him for later. So hopefully they'll set up they'll set up some shit with The Rock.
Okay.
I still think that's weird fucking casting. That's really weird.
No, it makes perfect sense. Do you know the original backstory of Black Adam?
I do.
Yeah.
Go ahead and explain it for the people at home.
Well, he was an explorer, right? And then he found like some ancient ruins. He read them out. He became Black Adam. Pretty simple. I'm telling you now, Chief. You can quote me on this.
Oh no.
Black Adam is going to be a sequel to Jumanji.
No!
At the end of Jumanji, he goes into the cave, buys the words, reads them out, and he's Black Adam.
Or maybe that's what happened to the guy from Rampage. Remember?
Holy shit! It's either Jumanji or Rampage, boys. Maybe even Skyscraper, which I hard enough. The Rock Cinematic Universe. Let's go.
Imagine. Okay, picture this. It's the final scene of Shazam 3, and The Rock is battling to the death with Zachary Levi, and then all of a sudden, Shazam's got him on the ropes, and then he just screams, "George!" And then a lightning-powered gorilla rushes in.
Fuck yeah! Let's go, Rock Cinematic Universe.
Where's the Tooth Fairy?
Where does Moana count?
I feel like it has to count.
Moana counts. It comes in.
That movie was more rock than most of the other rock movies. And of course it takes place in China because Skyscraper. Anyway, moving on from that, still talking about DC though, a movie came out and I wanted to have Dre to talk about this. So I'll assume stay tuned to this podcast because we will probably talk more this topic at another date. But Aquaman happened.
Yeah.
It sure did. Now, what the fuck was this movie even about?
I don't know. I enjoyed it, but it was like whatever.
Yeah, it was so weird sitting in the theater because I was really looking forward to this. Aquaman's one of my favorite superheroes, just personally. He wasn't that good in Justice League because nothing was very good in Justice League. But like even Wonder Woman wasn't very good in Justice League. Yeah. And the Wonder Woman movie was great, so maybe I'd be like, okay. Maybe it'll swing back the other way.
I felt like it was like Jason Momoa was like fine, but like It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be,
Me
but I
either.
also feel like it could have been like almost like anyone else, and it would probably be better. But it wasn't like god awful.
It wasn't, because for one, for there's the brief scenes when, and this movie was so all over the place. 'Cause there was okay, and now they're going to the desert, and then it's never explained how they got out.
Yeah, I think that the main reason I ended up enjoying this movie as much as I did is because of the just overall sort of aesthetically, it appeals to me a lot.
Yeah, it looked nice.
And I overall enjoyed this sort of action that also came with that setting. I thought was neat.
Yeah, but the plot was all over the place.
Yeah.
So when Aquaman gets to Atlantis, he instantly picks a fight with Orn, and then Orn beats him up real bad. But Aquaman completely abandons the plan. It's so weird. Although I will admit, a highlight of this movie was Aquaman riding into battle on a giant sea monster. That was awesome.
That was pretty good. I still didn't see the movie. I'm just agreeing with them.
Yeah. See what else happened in this movie.
There was that whole romance, which
Oh, the romance was bad.
Yeah, and I don't even think it needs explaining why.
It was just the actors just didn't have a lot of chemistry. I'm sorry. I love Amber Heard, but
and there was no reason for it. It was the thing where she would be oh, you're dumb and bad at things, and then he'd do one thing right, maybe even by accident.
And she's like, oh my god, you're so smart. I want your penis.
And then after that, for a while, she's back to being you're dumb. And then he does another thing, and she's like, oh, maybe. And then, but when it's done for the third time, that's when it's all right, just bend me over and fuck me right now.
I guess I want to fuck you.
Was she deciding if Aquaman could get it or not?
Sort of, but it wasn't really very clear.
It didn't work because he really.
I feel like those two, the dynamic of those two characters needs to work.
Yeah, he really just didn't do enough to seem like it would justify overturning her initial impression of him.
Yeah,
because he really doesn't do anything different from that.
Yeah, well, he goes in to fight the sea monster, and then the sea monster chooses you're the chosen one. I guess that's what happened. She's I guess I. Also, she was engaged to his brother, and that was barely touched upon.
Oh yeah.
Why did she accept that if she hated him? Or did she not hate him? I don't fucking know.
I think the idea was an arranged sort of thing.
Maybe. Also, she had a jellyfish dress, which was very strange.
Yeah.
But did it look good?
Not really.
Ooh.
I mean, it looks nice, but it was also what are the jellyfish getting out of this?
They get to be near a woman? Question mark.
I guess they get to cover Amber Heard's body, and that's good.
Is it really worth that, Chief?
I'll say I felt pretty somewhat conflicted when they got to the kiss scene. Because at one hand I was like, oh, this is dumb, but also they had that really cool panning shot.
Oh no, it was framed
all
really well.
Fish behind him, so I was like, oh, this is epic, but also it sucks.
Yeah. So in that one scene, it was wow, this kiss was not earned at all, but it also looks really cool.
Yeah, exactly.
That's weird. Maybe I don't know, if you stripped away all the fancy shit, it doesn't. Oh yeah, also wasn't Black Manta in the...
Yeah.
Black Manta was in the movie, and he didn't do anything.
Yeah, I was a lot more interested in Black Manta than the Ocean Master guy.
Yeah.
I think my biggest problem, maybe not the biggest problem, but I think for me, the thing that stopped me from fully being yeah, I enjoyed this movie is the length. Because I was enjoying it for a good while, but there was a certain point where I was I'm ready for this movie to end now.
I didn't have that problem. Because I was just so I was so fascinated by what I was watching. Like, what is this? Like, I remember as soon as I got home and I was talking to my family, someone asked me like, oh, what did you think of the movie? I was like, I honestly couldn't. I really can't. I really don't know. It's like, oh, like talk, like, all right, sleep on it and talk to me tomorrow. And I'm like, no, it's gonna take me like 3 weeks to like formulate an opinion, like a cohesive thing, because it was so bizarre, and I still don't think I fully have a grasp on it. All I can say is, what a fucking weird movie.
Yeah, I like enjoyed it a bit, but it was like meh.
I enjoyed it, but I was like, why? I don't know. It's weird. Anyway, moving on from Aquaman. Apparently, Bethesda Games has been being naughty boys with their plans for Fallout 76. So, Ronnie, what is the deal on Bethesda Games right now?
All right. So this has been sort of a thing that's just been going on since the release of Fallout 76. All right, first off, reviews of Fallout 76 claiming it is jank and shit. It is jank and shit. All right, let's get that out of the way.
Okay, so
Number 2.
Game not very good.
Game not very good is number 1. Number 2 is $200 special editions of Fallout 76.
Fuck that.
They came with a recreation of the power of the power suit helmet.
Okay.
Mind you, they were also supposed to come with full canvas bags that have, Fallout 76 branding and logo on it.
Cool. You gotta get your tote bag swag.
Mm-hmm. You gotta get that tote bag swag. It was supposed to be a fully functional canvas bag. Pretty good shit. Definitely worth it as a part of the $200 bundle. Day of games launch, people get bag. Bag is nylon and plastic.
Oof.
Mm-hmm. People email Bethesda. Bethesda's like, yeah, we don't really have any plans on fixing that. And also the canvas bags will cost way too much for us to produce.
No, dude. They just gotta release it in the patch now. They're gonna patch the canvas onto the...
You make that fucking joke! But what they did was comp players $5 in-game currency.
Huh.
And then people made enough of a fuss, rightfully so, and they eventually decided to mail out bags to the people who ordered the special edition.
Like the proper bags?
Like proper canvas bags.
Oh,
but yes, they did fix it in the patch notes.
Oh, that's funny. Mm-hmm. I was thinking that maybe they would be like, okay, get a bag in Fallout 76. So you don't get a real bag.
People modded the canvas bag into Fallout 76.
Oh, that's epic.
Yep. Not only that, but do you want to know what $5 worth of Fallout 76 money can get you?
Half a ham sandwich?
Not even enough to get a canvas bag in the game.
Ah, that's good.
Mm-hmm. Fucking... So, yeah. That was a shit show for the time being.
Wow.
And then you'd think maybe it'll stop there. No.
What else happened?
Bethesda decides that they want to release a Fallout 76 alcohol, which, that'd be really cool. Or not a Fallout 76 alcohol. It's just a Fallout-based alcohol, which is normally...
Fallout beer?
Fallout, like, rum, I think.
Okay.
And that's normally really, really cool for, like, any adult games player that's like, oh, shit! Alcohol themed on, like, one of my favorite games. That's awesome.
Okay.
And most people were under the impression that the bottles that the alcohol would come in would be glass.
Well, yeah.
No. What Bethesda decided to do
Boxed wine!
I'll do you one better. Layered armor wine. Because they put... So basically, people got their deliveries of alcohol. And mind you, this was kind of going on while the whole Fallout 76 thing was happening.
Yeah.
So, people were already like distrusting of Bethesda, and people were a bit concerned, and some people got their products, and they were plastic shells that looked like the bottle that it was supposed to be around a glass bottle that held the alcohol.
Well, just like not even like the right shape.
Like the plastic shell was the shape of what the bottle was, what the bottle should have been.
And then they open the plastic shell, and it's just like a regular.
Yeah, you don't even need to open the plastic shell to notice that it's a bottle. There is enough of a gap between like the bottle's lip and the shell.
Yeah.
That you can see that it's just a glass bottle in a plastic shell.
It sounds like they were really unprepared for this game's launch.
Well, the rum was not a part of the game's launch. The rum was just a thing that they were doing.
Well, just like in general, it sounds like
they were not. They like something fucked up.
Did like someone whose like job it was to organize everything like get fired? What happened?
I don't know, because all of this shit happened in a relatively short period of time.
So it's
so
like
much.
It sounds like they just like their whoever their organizer just
they dropped the ball. They dropped it so hard the ball fucking shattered.
That's shattered like a glass of rum.
Yeah, shattered like the what would have been glass of Fallout 76 rum.
Shattered like
not Fallout 76,
the ball
rum.
when
Shattered.
It was dropped.
Yep.
Shattered like Glass, the movie in theaters Friday.
Shattered like my hopes and dreams of becoming a professional figure skater that ended at 5 when I broke my leg.
You wanted to be a figure skater?
No.
That's a funny image.
No, I do not want to be a figure skater, but hey, if people want to draw me as a figure skater, go right ahead.
Somebody please do that. Oh, for the love of God.
Oh, what? You want to see like a 240-pound Batman figure skate? I'll become an Olympic figure skater to fucking fight your shit.
Yes!
And you know what my first performance song will be? It will be Bringing Sexy Back.
Oh, I was hoping you were gonna do All About That Bass.
No, fuck that song.
Oh, come on. I mean,
anyway,
yes, fuck that song, but you know.
What was I gonna say? So yeah, that all kind of happened, and now there's rumors that Fallout 76 will be going free to play, which means that it will have been 3 months of a paid game until it went free to play, which has to be some sort of fucking record. And even better is that that game went on sale the first week it was out.
Wow.
It all kind of became a shit show. So that's kind of like the Fallout 76 Bethesda fuck up roundup of things that I remember that Bethesda did.
Yeah, that's like.
And I mean, there's one last question I have to ask.
Yeah.
Anyone who owns the $200 Bethesda Collector's Edition, I have one question. Does the poster glow in the fucking dark? This is very important, alright? Look, you might be asking, oh, Ronnie's just asking this because it's like a stupid thing. No. You see, if they advertised that poster glowed in the fucking dark. If it doesn't, fuck! What the fuck, Bethesda?
Yeah, that's like, at this level, I honestly wouldn't. But that's like weird that they fucked up so royally on just rolling out a game.
Yeah.
You think they'd be good at that by now, but guess not.
Oh yeah. I mean, you think they'd be good at that using their 10-year-old engine for a game and that was used for single player games for a multiplayer game for the first time.
Mm-hmm. Well, hope they have a. This is not a very good way for the kickoff.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're in for a dazzling 2019. Okay. So moving on from that hot mess, we have a hotter hotter mess. It's not quite. I guess it's a mess. What am I doing? Anyway, are you ready to get fucking flame broiled? Because Guthrie's Hot Takes is coming up right now.
Hello, and welcome to everyone's least favorite segment on the podcast, Guthrie's Hot Takes. No one likes it, but I do it anyway because I genuinely despise our fans, especially when editing this. Now, first off, we'd like to do some Patreon sponsorships. Right now, we are shouting out, sponsoring, whatever. Cali Baguette. They haven't actually paid us, but I just wanted to give them a shout out. I have something very important to talk about this segment. Ronny, alright? Ronny, fuck you, okay? So first, he tried to do his own hot take of some bullshit about not tipping waiters. Fuck you for that, Ronny. Waiters deserve a rage, but also, fuck you. And then second, alright? So I've been reading Akira Toriyama's Dr. Slump. Brilliant comic, by the way. Anyway, Ronny used my entire chapter limit on Viz to read fucking Black Clover. So that means that both A, I can't read the best comic on Shonen Jump right now, and second, Black Clover sucks now. So yeah, fuck you, Ronny. Fuck Ronny, alright? We need to get that as a social movement going, just like the Ronny base for all the old heads out there. So hashtag fuck Ronny, get that trending on Twitter, Tumblr, Reddit, Facebook, hashtag fuck Ronny, because fuck Ronny, alright? Fuck Ronny. It's Eric shit, you know? Anyway, Cali Baguette is really good and you should tip your waiters. That's all I have to say, folks. Goodbye.
And we're back! God damn it. Fucking Mount Fuji has erupted and spewed lava all over my friends and family. Guthrie,
God, why are your family so bad at staying alive?
I'm melting.
No, Scott, no!
Ah, damn it, we lost Scott. Who do we
Scott's
replace him
dead.
with now?
Wait,
Wait, I got a convenient clone of Scott.
Oh, cool.
Clone Scott! Yeah, we're gonna need you. Your
Alright.
original died.
Alright. Okay.
You're Scott now.
Alright. Hi, I'm Scott.
Okay.
Oh, that's not good.
Clone Scott has returned. And the original Scott will not be. So, moving on to recommendations, I want to talk about. Here's the thing: we were going to talk about this just as a topic because it's a very new release, but this film has taken over my life.
It's not good.
It's very good.
I liked it as well.
Have you ever heard of a little boy, a little Saiyan child named fucking Broly?
Broly power maximum?
Broly power.
Broly's power is maximum.
Broly power maximumer. Above maximum.
Broly!
Go Broly, go Broly, go. So I saw Dragon Ball Super Broly for the second time last night. And I just like, this is just one of those, I don't usually go to see movies more than once. Not super often. This is just so good. It's the best Dragon Ball's ever looked, visually. And it's one of the best things Toriyama has written in years. It's definitely a high point, I feel, for modern Toriyama. Because he wrote the screenplay for this. Apparently, his original screenplay was over 3 hours. And so they had to do a lot of edits down to size, and you can sort of feel a little bit of that. Like there's one scene in particular that you can tell there was more, and I hope, like when Battle of Gods came out, they on Blu-ray they released an extended cut, and I hope we get that for Broly because I feel like there are a few gaps that need to be filled in.
What scene are you referring to?
I'm referring to so it's right after it's in. So all right, let me just kind of set the stage. So the entire first, spoilers by the way, spoilers for all of this movie, but even after I spoil it, go see the movie. It's great. the entire first third of the movie takes place in the past.
Yeah.
Takes place about 45 to 40 years, about maybe like 45 years ago, on planet Vegeta. And so it shows sort of the origin story of both Broly, Vegeta, and a young baby Kakarot. So the King Vegeta, has his son, the Prince, who's the Vegeta we all know and love, has like an extremely high power level for a baby. But when Broly is born and he has, giant legendary Super Saiyan power, Broly, Vegeta sort of gets jealous that this sort of lower class Saiyan is more powerful than his son, and he also has fears that, oh well, maybe this baby is too powerful, and eventually when he grows up he's going to be too strong for us to handle and stop. So he sends him off to planet Vampa, which is a sort of asshole of the universe type, not a lot of, there's like barely any life, no intelligent life on there. He sort of exiles him. Broly's father Paragus doesn't like this, and this is all going on at the same time as the Frieza's rise to power in the Frieza Force. Which is interesting because they mentioned before that it wasn't always called the Frieza Force. It was originally the Cold Force when it was ruled by his father, King Cold, which I liked that. I thought that was cool. And you got to see brief flashes of, Captain Ginyu and the Ginyu Force, and Zarbon and Dodoria. And there's even a tiny little weird reference in the background. One of Frieza's ships, one of the background is one of the, I forget which one it was, it's either Abo or Kado from Avocado, who were the villains in the 2008 Yosun Goku and Friends Return movie? Or
Oh my God.
OVA thing? Yeah, they're one of them is in the background.
That isn't that one of the more obscure Dragon Ball?
Yeah, it's the one that never got a Western release.
Jesus Christ.
It's so good. And it's canon, and we get that, and then another acknowledgement that it's canon, which that makes me sort of upset, but it's fine.
Vegeta's brother,
Tobble gets mentioned, and Gohan doesn't.
Oof.
Oh God. So Broly is sent off. Paragus hijacks a ship to go after him. And, from there, there's just a bunch of hijinks. Long story short, they get stranded on planet Vampa for the foreseeable future, for the next 41 years. Meanwhile, Frieza has, calls all the Saiyans back from off-world to go to planet Vegeta, where Frieza plans to eradicate them. And this is the part of the movie I didn't like because it's based on Dragon Ball Minus, which is sort of like, if you like the Bardock special, Bardock Father of Goku, then this sort of takes that and fucks it all up. Which makes me sad because that's like really good. But anyway, Bardock's coming back and he realizes, okay, a lot of this doesn't really feel right. He sort of pieces together that Frieza, and he really gets the sense of it when he finds out that Frieza's been asking around about the Super Saiyan, like the legendary Super Saiyan. And Bardock realizes, oh shit, he's afraid of Saiyans rising up. Hashtag Saiyans rise up.
One thing I do like here compared to Bardock, the father of Goku, is unlike in Bardock, the father of Goku, they don't just completely forget about Raditz.
Yeah, Yeah, I mean that's good, but
Oh,
at the
shit.
same time they ruin. They kind of neuter Bardock's character like a lot.
I just remembered that Raditz is a thing.
Raditz is in this movie.
Yeah, he is.
Holy
Little kid
shit.
Raditz, and he sounds like Kid Raditz is voiced by I forget what his name is, but
Justin Cook,
Justin Cook, yeah, he's voiced by Justin Cook.
who also plays
Raditz,
him as an adult.
yeah, so it just sounds like Raditz just smoked 50 cigars a day as a toddler.
Boy, Goku, I sure could use another pack to get down my nicotine addiction.
Yes, that's what he sounds like, and he's just a little kid, and I love. My God, so Bardock goes and talks to Gine, which we're doing this again, and so basically this is where where Toriyama decided instead of making Goku an interesting take on the Superman story, let's just make him Superman. So Bardock and Gine send little Kakarot off to Earth to save him. Sort of save him from the impending disaster. And this is where the cut happens, what I was referring to earlier. So when it just sort of cuts from Goku being sent away to Bardock facing down Frieza, and it looks like he's already been battle damaged. So it's more happened there. And if there was one thing that I would, and there's a line from Bardock when he's that I really didn't like. There was, I spend all my time destroying things as a Saiyan. Maybe I just want to save something for once. I'm like, oh, come on, please. That's not the thing that made Bardock so compelling as a hero was that he was not a good person at all. He was a ruthless Saiyan murderer, murdering bastard, and he was proud of it. Yeah, and he was proud of it. When in the original Bardock special, he's like, I don't understand. We've served Frieza loyally for all these years. We've killed all these people for him. Why does he want to eliminate us now? Which is much more interesting than making him just Jor-El. If there was a gripe with the movie, it's that they helped canonize. Dragon Ball Minus I think was already canon, but since we all had Bardock the father of Goku, we just sort of all collectively ignored it.
Yeah.
But now Bardock father of Goku is now. Still go watch it; it's great. But canon-wise, it holds a lot less weight, which makes me sad. And if they had I feel like if there's one change I would have made to this movie, it would be to have, it would have inflated the runtime by a lot because they would have had to explain this. But if they had given Bardock his psychic powers, I feel like that would have explained away a lot of this. That's why he sees it coming, and that's why because he realizes, oh, Goku's going to save our race, so Bardock has to save him, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't do that because it would have taken a lot of time. Anyway, moving on to the present, there's this cool sort of transitional sequence when they just sort of flash through the years of young Goku and young Goku jumping around and fighting. There's stuff in the background of him fighting King Piccolo and Vegeta on in their first battle, and then it sort of jumps into Goku and Vegeta sparring, which is a really cool transitional segment. And then, skipping ahead a little bit, essentially Frieza, who is of course alive after the end of the Tournament of Power, Frieza's alive. He's in this movie, and he's amazing.
Yeah.
I want to talk about Frieza because he's used perfectly. Frieza is hilarious. Every scene, it's so weird to think about that. How Frieza is one of the funniest things in this movie, because he is. See, there's a little joke early that's set on with Frieza when he's gathering the Dragon Balls, and so his little minion guy is going up to him and Lord Frieza, may I ask what you want to use the Dragon Balls for? And Frieza's being all catty, like, oh, you'll never guess. And eventually it turns out that he wants the Dragon Ball. Well, originally Bulma was collecting the Dragon Balls because she said she wanted to make herself younger by 5 years. Because that's
God
very
damn it, Bulma.
It's very Bulma, right?
It is very Bulma.
But only 5 because
and before anyone says,
so Whis goes up to him and is like, why don't you make it an even decade? You know, because she's like, because then everyone's gonna ask, oh Bulma, you look so nice. Who's your surgeon? And she's like, no, I'm not having any of that shit. I want it to look natural. Damn it. It's so
wait, but
good.
couldn't she ask, make it naturally look like I aged 10, like I de-aged?
No, because people.
Because how can you make that look natural?
Because if you all of a sudden look 10 years younger, people would notice. But if you
don't think there's a way to like do that.
If she looked 5 years younger, then it would. It's just really funny.
See, the biggest joke would have been that she does it, and then Shenron's like, that is beyond my power.
Oh God, no! But wait for it, because then this minion asks Frieza what he wants to use his wish for, and it turns out he wants to be taller by 5 centimeters.
You fucking kidding me?
It's so good.
Just any more would be too noticeable.
And so everyone's like, well, why don't you just go into your second form? Go back into your second form. That way you'll be taller. Because he's like, no, I want to be taller in this form. I need it to look like I'm still growing. It has to look natural.
Frieza, you petty bitch!
It's so good. It's so good. I love Frieza. Frieza's just hysterical in this. So anyway, Broly and his father Paragus are discovered by Chilai and Lemmo, who are two sort of low-level Frieza soldiers.
Chilai can get it.
Chilai is like the new Dragon Ball waifu.
I don't get it. Why?
What?
I don't get why. I've seen her around. I don't get it.
You have to watch the movie. You'll get it.
And she'll get it.
She can get it.
Oh,
Trust me, she can.
I don't know, man. I'm not particularly attracted to.
I will show you clips.
You know what? After the podcast, all right.
I will show you clips.
Yeah,
trust me. Chilai might be best girl.
And then she, yeah.
And Lemmo is really fun too because he's just sort of like this too old for this shit kind of Frieza soldier who's like sort of been around. They said he's been in the Frieza Force for most of his life. So he's sort of like this old, gruff, sort of Frieza Force veteran, and he's really fun too. But so they discover Broly and Paragus, and they bring him back to Frieza. Now, here's where we get into what I say is the best part of the movie, which is Broly, like just Broly. Broly is adorable. I love him. He's so sweet and innocent. He's so good. Cause like he's been on this, but he's like, you know, when he was like picked up by Chilai, on the flight back, he like is like examining like the rations that she has. She's like eating like a little bit of like military rations, and she's like, oh, you want some of this? Here you go. And he tries to eat it. He tries to eat it with the wrapper on because he doesn't know what food is because he's only eaten bugs his whole life.
He also like doesn't know what like water is, which is like fucked
he's
up.
never had water.
What has he had to drink?
Bug guts.
Yeah.
That's all he's eaten his whole life.
So he's just a fucking jungle man.
He is.
Yeah.
He's like Tarzan.
It's Tarzan Broly. I love it.
Tarzan Broly.
It just works really well.
It does work.
With the whole
so
like
well.
going like berserk and all that shit.
Yeah,
it works if he's just kind of this primal sort of
Yeah, he's like never.
Yeah.
And so if you look at Broly's design, you know he has the green fur on his waist.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's
There is a
fucking ear.
really sad story behind that. That little pelt. It's basically Broly's safety blankie. And it has like a really sad origin story. So basically, Paragus has been training Broly on this planet to eventually exact his revenge on King Vegeta when they escape, right? And Broly didn't really like that. He doesn't really like to fight all that much. And so eventually, they're basically on this planet. There are these giant sort of green worm weasel type things, like these worm ferrets. I don't know. They're really big and they have sharp teeth and they bite at you a lot. There are a bunch of them. And so eventually, Broly started befriending one of them. And so he would like hang out and eventually he would training, he would dodge it. And he named it Ba because that was the noise that it made. It was so cute. Yeah, he named it Ba in the noise. And so eventually he became friends. But Paragus, his father, didn't like that he was making friends with it because he said, when you're like messing around with this thing, you're not training, you're playing, and that's not okay. So he takes a ray gun and he shoots Ba's ear off.
Aww.
He shoots Ba's ear off, and so after that, because it was hurt, it was never really the same, because it treated Broly and Paragus like threats to itself. It was never like friendly again. So Broly kept the ear and fashioned it into a blankie because it reminds him of the first and only time he had a friend.
Fuck you, Paragus.
Yeah,
Eat 10 dicks.
Paragus is an asshole. And he has Broly on this shock collar, right? Basically like a dog, like a disobedient dog. It's like, and here's the thing, I've seen dogs with shock collars. It's horrifying.
Yeah, they're never happy.
I hate it. Ugh. And so when Paragus pulls out the remote control, Broly has like a visible like reaction, and it's so sad. Broly is just the best. He's like this sweet, innocent little boy. And so what happens is Chilai, she pickpockets Paragus's remote control and straight up throws it on the ground and Krillin's it.
And Krillin's it.
Yeah, you remember when Krillin destroyed
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's also a fun metaphor for when Krillin dies.
I guess. But no, yeah, but she like throws it on the ground and like destroys the remote. And so basically when the story kicks off and they eventually go to Earth, because Frieza is taking Broly to Earth because he wants to, kill the Saiyans, and Paragus wants to have revenge on Vegeta because he's the son of the guy who banished them. And he's like, sins of the father, He wants to kill Vegeta as soon as he finds out that King Vegeta's son is still alive. Also, fun fact: we get an official successionary line for Vegeta's. It's confirmed that Vegeta is now Prince Vegeta the Fourth.
Oh,
which means that what was sort of confirmed is that Vegeta the First is the one who led the Saiyans to conquer Planet Plant from the Tuffles or the Safurians. Tuffles in the dub. He conquered it from the Safurians and named the planet after himself. And so that's, Vegeta is the fourth Vegeta, which is so cool to know. Right? Like, so King Vegeta is Vegeta the Third. I just think that's cool. That's just like a fun, like, little line that they throw in. And so, once Broly gets to Earth, this shit goes full on shonen Fighto, and it is glorious.
It's so good.
It's so good.
It was fun to just chimp out to this movie.
Dragon Ball has never looked this good. It's just, it's so pretty. It's Broly starts out by fighting Vegeta, and Vegeta starts off, fooling around in his base form, and then going on to Super Saiyan, and then into God. And let me say, Super Saiyan God, Vegeta looks great. This is the first time we've ever seen that in the anime. It's been a manga exclusive thing for him.
Oh wow.
For this Super Saiyan God, we've seen Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, but never Super Saiyan God Vegeta.
Don't you mean Royal Blue?
No, not that's a fan term, and it's also a different.
I know.
Royal Blue. It's technically called. I feel like the official term is Super Saiyan Blue Evolved, but it's really Ascended. Whatever. It's basically the thing. The thing that he did in the Cell Saga when he advanced Super Saiyan a little bit further, when he was Super Vegeta. It's that, but in blue form. Whatever, it's dumb. But back to good things, like, eventually the fight spills over, and our boy Goku gets involved, and it's so good. And this is when the music comes in. like the big bop music.
Blizzard?
No. Blizzard is good, but that's that. Actually, I think there's like a little Blizzard is in there, but it's like a remix of Blizzard. But so there's like this like ethereal voice in the screaming the characters' names. It's like a fucking boxing announcer. Broly Kakarot! It's so good. And so there's like
It's the guy. The guy who does that is the guy who sings the first JoJo opening. So
Oh, that's epic.
good to know.
Yeah.
They not only got fucking Tommy, but they also fucking got Daiichi, the guy who does the X-Aid theme. Fuck yeah.
And so like in the background of like the set, it's go Broly, go, go. Go Broly, go, go. And it's so hype. I've seen like clips.
Go, Broly, go.
I've seen clips of people in the theater who are like chanting along with it, and it's great. And so Goku powers up to Super Saiyan God, and he does this thing where he like sort of uses his energy to sort of halt Broly in his place, and this is shown in the trailers. It's like an interesting technique we've never seen Goku do before. And he sort of like briefly talks to him, or like Goku can kind of sense that Broly is not happy, that he doesn't like this. He like wants to. He doesn't like want to fight. It's just his sort of reaction, because it's all he's ever known. And so he like talks to Broly briefly when he's like, we don't have to do this. We can just like pause and like chill out. But Broly's like, his power is affecting his mind.
Broly does.
Yes, Broly does. And so he doesn't really have control anymore. And so Broly reverses the technique back, and then Goku does a fucking Rasengan.
Wait, actually?
Yes!
Holy shit! The Kamehameha Rasengan!
No, not even Kamehameha. Basically what he does is he pulls his hand up, there's this energy blast in Super Saiyan God form, and he rushes forward and acts the full Rasengan motion.
Holy shit, he actually did do a Rasengan.
Yeah, Goku does a Rasengan in this movie. Broly, like, catches it and, like, breaks it. It doesn't do shit, but it's, like, it's there. I know some of the, apparently some of the, like, the shonen anime like to play around with each other like that.
Mm-hmm.
But no, that's cool. Little nod of the hat to the Naruto fandom. I didn't catch it until someone pointed it. I'm not really a Naruto guy, but I was like, when I saw that, I was like, oh, that's good. That's classy. I like it. And so, eventually Broly's shown to be sort of at his limit, and sort of, because here's the thing, Broly can't go Super Saiyan. He's never done it before. Because he's never had the extreme sense of like loss that it requires to get into that. And so Frieza takes note of this and, wait, you're telling me that he can't go Super Saiyan? And Paragus is like, no, I thought that was only a legend. And then Frieza has a little flashback to when he killed Krillin on Namek and how that triggered Goku's Super Saiyan transformation. And he just goes, interesting. Turns around, shoots Paragus through the chest, and then turns around and asks, Broly, oh no, your father was killed by a stray energy blast. It's so good. This is like the time where I laughed the hardest. Because it was perfect. It was so good. And so this is when Broly just sees that, and he just loses it. He goes Super Saiyan. And it's amazing. And so this is when, Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta combined aren't enough to stop this thing, right? They can't do shit. Like the Arctic that they have been fighting in gets, obliterated and transformed into a fiery lava hellscape. And it's great. And meanwhile, Piccolo is like monitoring, he's like monitoring the fight from afar, like just sensing all the energy. He's like, what the fuck is all of this? And so Goku and Vegeta are fighting Broly together, and they're like, oh shit, we need to make a tactical retreat here. And so what they do is they charge up like over this cliff head, in like leading Broly with them, and like right in front of Frieza. And then Goku literally just says, "Have fun, Frieza!" Grabs Vegeta and teleports away. And so Frieza's like, "Wait, what?" And then Broly just hits him full force.
So if you're right, you dick.
Yeah. So Frieza just gets mauled by Broly. He goes into he's forced him to go into his golden form. And so Goku teleports to Piccolo, and so this is when the part when Piccolo decides to Piccolo and Goku teach Vegeta the fusion dance, and of course they fuck it up twice. So we get Veku or Fat Gogeta and Skinny Gogeta.
By the way, they mentioned that they have to wait like 30 minutes.
Yeah, you have to wait 30 minutes.
Which is very... this is another part where I felt like maybe something was cut, because it was really weird.
No, I thought it was funny, because Frieza... They keep cutting back to Frieza getting mauled, so Frieza got beat up by Broly for
like an hour and a half.
No, for a full hour. It's so good. And so just Frieza's like sitting in this crater, just like, I can't move, everything's broken.
Everything is broken.
It's so good. And he like doesn't move from that spot at the end of the movie. And so eventually they do the fusion dance right, and they form Gogeta, and they teleport back. And here's another like great Frieza moment where Frieza's like, who the fuck are you? He's like, I am... Kakarot and Vegeta have fused into Gogeta. You were dead a long time. You probably didn't know that we could do this. And then Frieza just lets loose. No fair! I love Frieza in this fucking movie.
Frieza is probably Dragon Ball's biggest loser.
Frieza has all the best lines.
No, I mean just like in terms...
he helped win the Tournament of Power.
Okay, that's not what I mean. He
killed a whole lot of people. He's like he rules the universe.
Yeah, no, but I mean in sense of like power here. Yeah, he did win. He did help win the Tournament of Power. I'll say that. He's very strong. However, no matter how strong he is, so much stuff has passed that they can just do something to become stronger.
But that's the thing about him now, is that he sort of takes him now that he's not like top dog, he takes himself a lot less seriously, which is really good. And so he's like, he knows he's not like the number one guy in the universe. So it's sort of like implied that he's going to stick around for a while to sort of keep bringing new evil threats to Earth. And I like that. So Frieza's like, Frieza's not like in like a direct race for the top spot anymore.
He's just there.
He's just there. I really like that. I love Frieza. Frieza's the best. And so so, this is the part when Broly fights Gogeta, and this is like another part where like the music plays. Gogeta, Gogeta, Gogeta.
Gogeta, 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 Gogeta.
Gogeta, Gogeta, It's so good. I love it. It's amazing. I love this movie. And so the fight escalates. Like Broly goes into his final super buff Broly green hair form. He breaks his armor, and the fight escalates to the dimension breaking level. There's a scene in the movie when like their punches collide and reality fucking shatters. And they go into this like trippy world. Like, do you remember Doctor Strange?
Yeah.
Do you remember like the sequence in Ant-Man when it goes like subatomic and there's all these fucking like prisms everywhere?
Yeah.
That's what it was. It's just like Goku, Gogeta and Broly fighting through a destroyed dimension. And like even Gogeta just like looks around, he's like, wait, what? What's this? What the hell? It's not really like dwelled on for too long.
It just sort of happens.
It just sort of like happens. And it's wild. I'm like so interested to know what that was. God, this movie's epic. And so so Broly, eventually he gets like worn out, and you can see like he's like visibly afraid he's going to die,
Mm-hmm.
So Chi-Lai and Limo have stolen the Dragon Balls from Frieza. And so they summon Shenron, and they wish right before he's about to get annihilated by Super Kamehameha, Gogeta's like Super Kamehameha. They wish for Broly to return to his home planet, right? To Vampa. I wish please save Broly and send him back to the planet and so Broly goes back, and at that point sort of like fight's over. And so Chi-Lai and Limo like make a run, and they end up going to Vampa to sort of like stay with, because they can't stay with the Frieza Force. And so the end of the movie comes around. It's just Goku. Goku like goes to he like senses Broly's energy, and he instant transmits Vampa, and like he brings them a bunch of like food and like a house and like a bunch of little capsules. And he says like, Broly, keep an eye out, because I'm gonna drop by from time to time to spar you. And trust me, you're really powerful, but you've got a lot for me to teach you. So it's implied that Goku is gonna continue, that Broly survives, and Goku's gonna continue go back and to spar and train with Broly. And also he plans to sort of help develop him as a fighter, which is really interesting.
Now a Z fighter.
Essentially!
Fuck yeah!
Essentially. And then the last line of the movie. Can I just say how great this line is? Because it's basically Chi-Lai's like, wait, what's your name? And so Goku turns around and he says, my name's Goku, but Broly, you can call me Kakarot. Yeah!
Broly.
And it works aside from the obvious like reference to like the original ones. It also kind of makes sense as something Goku might say, just because that's like what Vegeta calls him. No, and it makes sense to like.
No, it's interesting because when he first, it also shows character development for Goku, which I like, because it's like when he first found out that he was a Saiyan, and the Saiyans were these basically ruthless space pirate guys. He rejected it. He's like, I'm not anything like these people. I don't want to be. My name's not Kakarot. My name's Goku. I'm a Saiyan from Earth. But I like the fact that he's gotten through his, growing up and fighting. He's becoming sort of more and more Saiyan-like as he's grown into an adult. He's sort of accepted, come to terms with the Saiyan side of him. And I like that a lot. So yeah, this movie is gorgeous. The character designs by Naohiro Shintani are unbelievable, and there's like so many good animators on this. Even some people from My Hero worked on this for a bit.
Nice.
So it just looks amazing. It's the best. It's easily, in my opinion, the best Dragon Ball movie by far. There's some other good ones like that I like Bardock Father of Goku and History of Trunks. I mean, those are specials, so they're not technically movies, but you know what I mean. So good. Yeah, watch Broly. It's amazing.
I feel like I already have.
No, you haven't. You have to watch it.
Jeez. Okay.
Anything that I say here is like doesn't do it justice. You have to go. You have to watch it. Support the official release. Watch Broly. Sorry, I went on for way too long, but I love Broly now. Broly's like the best character in a Broly movie. I never thought I'd ever say that, but yeah, sorry, I went on for way too long. Ronnie.
Yeah, I was gonna bring to the table Yu-Gi-Oh.
Just like as like an abstract concept.
Yes, the abstract concept of the heart of the cards. Would you like to hear about our Lord and Savior Yu-Gi-Moto?
I've heard way too much. Here's the thing. Ronnie kind of already knew how to play Yu-Gi-Oh, but I was the one who sort of coached him for a while. In the ways of this children's card game.
And now here I am, maybe thinking of taking the judge test.
Oh yeah. No, it's interesting. So Ronnie, how do you feel about Yu-Gi-Oh?
Konami has done so much shit as of late to actually like make the game better.
Thank God.
I'm starting to question who is running Konami now. Because we're getting a printing of a $50 card as a common, which will make it dirt cheap, and it's in a structure deck.
Thank God. That's Ash Blossom, right?
Yep, meaning that it will drop to like pennies on the dollar. Or if anything, maybe dollars.
Mm-hmm. Dollars on the dollar?
Dollars on the dollar. What else? There is a new archetype called Salamangrates, which is I'm running them. I like how they play. And it is one of like the main 3 protagonists of the new series decks.
Cool.
You know, it's like the friend characters deck.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good, and people are saying it's going to be tier 1. And normally what happens with that is Konami fucking maxes out that rarity. Yeah, that card is being printed as just a rare in the next set.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, no, it's not being like rarity buffed or anything.
Wow.
Yeah, actually.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, right? That's so weird. And
way to make all our lives.
Yeah, although people are still on the fence of whether or not it'll be a tier 1 deck or not. But if it is, yeah. And like, I should probably explain. See, Konami with Yu-Gi-Oh has a big problem of hating the secondhand market.
Mm-hmm.
And like, they have reprinted a lot of expensive cards, but they're still as hard to get.
Yeah.
So like, oh, hey, this card is being reprinted. And I think like it got Ash Blossom is a very big note because it is a $50 card that got reprinted 3 separate occasions and the price never went down. At all.
Mm-hmm.
And it got reprinted 3 times like very like within a year. I want to say. So that's
Yep.
Yeah.
God, I remember that card was fucking like everywhere.
Yeah, it was impossible to get.
It was so hard to get, but like, and it was so
good.
It was so goddamn expensive.
Yeah, and this leads to like a big problem of certain cards being like $40, or I have seen 2 cards that people play that are like crutches for people's decks that are $90 on the secondhand market.
Yeah. And it's tough because those cards are in such high demand.
Yeah, they're in such high demand because they're really fucking good.
Yeah, they like make these cards that become like, pseudo staples of decks, and then they make them super rare to artificially price.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
And then the next ban list comes out after they reprint them.
Also, Stratos is free.
Oh yeah, Stratos is free, and
The day has finally come, brothers.
Oh yeah, I upgraded to a super rare Stratos.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah! I want the ulti rare. I'm not gonna talk rarities here, but I am just gonna talk shop about Yu-Gi-Oh! It's a really fun game to play. Although how it's just been handled throughout the years has really given it a bad stigma. Not to mention, there's everyone just talking about the anime, and the anime hasn't been particularly good until recently, and I've been watching that. And actually, I gotta really give props to the dual writers of Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I actually learned how to play some decks that I play off of the recent Brains anime. It's weird that it gives you surprisingly competent combos that don't always require cards that don't exist.
Yeah, because usually those shows are like, they're super down.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the duels are like super dumbed down for time.
Yeah.
And for drama. And for, for the kiddies watching, so they don't usually bust out a ton of like 5-card combos.
They are now.
Yeah,
I've seen episodes go into like 3 parts.
Yeah, I mean, they've done that for a while. I mean, story-wise, that can make them kind of drag sometimes, but that's not really what you watch Yu-Gi-Oh! For.
Yeah, you don't watch Yu-Gi-Oh! To pay attention to the duels. You watch it for like the little out of duel moments.
Mm-hmm.
Just like it. I've also like for the past year in college, I've been attending a Yu-Gi-Oh! Club, which is really fun because all the people there is like super nice. One of them actually sells field centers. Shout out to my boy Tony. He's probably never going to listen to this.
Probably not, because no one listens to this show.
No one listens to this show. Oh dear God, what are we doing? We need a market. Oh God, I'm falling into that spiraling depression.
Oh!
Okay, I'm back. Anyway, yeah. So, I don't know. I just play Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't really have much to say because if I go in depth, I feel like we might go over time. It's just I've been playing a lot of really fun decks. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a pretty simple game to learn. It's fun. You can play it with anyone. Just my biggest advice with Yu-Gi-Oh! Is do not play solely to be the best.
Yeah.
Because that way you're just going to get burned out and you're going to be like, oh man, I got that. Like, that's the worst part of Yu-Gi-Oh! Because of how high the secondary market is charging you, because of like how competitive players can get. Just play for fun. That's what I do. I lose every single fucking time I go to club. And you know what? I'm having fun because I'm with people I enjoy spending time with.
Exactly.
Playing a card game I love, yeah. And like,
yeah, and that also means like, even if you're not doing, when you finally get a win out, speak a win out with like a good, when your deck combo works, it feels really good.
Oh yeah. And not only that, but when you do open a pack and get one of them secret rares, it feels also really nice to get.
Yeah.
You're just like, holy shit,
yeah.
This could be worth something. Most of the time it's not, but...
Yeah. I mean, my perspective on this game is that I've been pretty much playing Yu-Gi-Oh! For almost as long as I can remember. The game was white hot when I was first coming through elementary school. And even a little bit before. I remember I was in kindergarten when I got my first card. So it was I got 2 cards. The first 2 cards I got were you can tell how old I am when I tell you this. Insect Barrier and Destroyer Golem. So 2 extremely old cards. And so yeah, I've essentially I've taken I haven't played consistently through all that time, but for the majority of time I've kept up with the game and and I had a functional deck that I can, bring and work whenever it comes out. So I've been a Yu-Gi-Oh fan for life. So yeah, I can recommend this game as much as anyone.
Yeah, it's just really fun. And I don't really know what else to say about it. Currently I think my favorite type of card is Cybers, because those are just really fun to play with.
Mm-hmm.
They've got a lot of special summoning shenanigans. Salamangreats, though, are really fun because they have a shit ton of special summoning shenanigans that you could do. I run through almost every duel I have, I run through half my deck. It's so fucking crazy, and I love it. I just because Konami's on a really good roll right now, and I just hope that they stay on that roll, because if they drop the ball, that's gonna suck. Because hey, we get common Ash Blossoms, but what if they short print the boxes?
Right on, dude. Right on.
That's fucking terrible.
All right, that's pretty dope. Glad you brought that in, Scott. What do you got for us?
That's me. I'm there to talk about a game called The Return of the Obra Dinn.
Yeah. This is the first time I mentioned it. This is the first time Scott has brought something in that I knew that I know what it is.
Yeah, I bought this game a couple months ago. It was a game I found it on Steam, and it was a game that immediately upon seeing it appealed to me so much that I bought it within a minute or two of finding out it existed. Because it's like a murder mystery on a ship, and with a really cool sort of aesthetic, and so it sort of appeals to me on 3 different levels, because I love murder mysteries. I love sort of naval, maritime sort of settings, like pirates and shit like that. And the aesthetic is very, I think the best way I can describe it is sort of almost like an original Game Boy sort of look, where there's only 2 colors that it uses, and in the settings you can change the color scheme to ones of different old school computers like IBM or Macintosh, and that also appeals to me as a computer nerd.
That's cool.
So all this put together made it very much appeal to me just based on that alone. But so what's really interesting about it, I think, is the way it works, because what it basically is you are the chief inspector for the East India Company, and you are going on board a ship known as the Obra Dinn, to basically understand what happened there, and sort of figure it out. And so you're given mailed to you by someone who was on the ship and survived a journal, and a special compass. And so basically what ends up happening is this compass, when you find a body, or where the location of a body would have been, you can use the compass to travel back in time and see how they died. So you see everything that happened in the ship in a very non-linear fashion, because some of the first bodies you find are from some of the last people that died. And so
it's not chronological in that way.
No, not at all. It's very unchronological, and that's sort of the point, because the whole idea is in this journal. You have to figure out, for each passenger, you figure out who they are and how they died. So you'll have there's like in a journal you get like a crew list, a list of all their everybody's name, their job, their country of origin. And then you also get like a sketch of all everybody and like what they look like. So that's why what the challenge is, because usually when you use the compass, all you get like a little bit of audio. You get some like sound effects and like voice lines for right before it, and then you are just in the like moment of their death, and you can sort of walk around and look at stuff, and so it's like, obviously when you do one of these, you can tell at least with the sketch, right? Because you can see what they look like. But so matching that to like the name is hard, and the exact cause of death, because sometimes it's a little. Usually it's pretty simple, but there are a few that are like really like weird. And also, if they're like murdered, you have to also figure out the identity of the person who is that like did it. So like even if you see a guy shoot another guy, if you don't know both of those people's names,
You're not going to get it right.
you can't like fill it out. And there's a bunch of one you have to like really like look around. As well, this is something I like learned like a little too late. Is that a lot of them are like it really like you have to like look around. Like there are parts where like all the like beds. So every the passengers are numbered, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like on the crew list, and also the like beds are numbered. But usually when you're like in like the past, in like a death where people were like in their beds, they're sleeping and they're all like covered, so you can't see who it is. But like one little way to like to figure out, like I figured out like one of them is a person with like a unique like tattoo on their like ankle. And you see that sticking out of like their bed, and you see the number of their thing and that tattoo. And then later on, you can see that person in like another sort of like memory, and with that tattoo, and you feel okay, that's who that is, and match them with the number on their like bed and stuff like that. And it's really really cool, and it's really interesting fitting it all together, and it feels very satisfying to like fill out the journal when you figure stuff out.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just really like it a lot. It's appeals to me on many different levels that usually don't coincide with each other. It's like usually it's either like a murder mystery thing, or like a ship thing, or like a computer thing. And it's all three, and that's cool. Yeah. It's just very enjoyable. Also the music, it just kind of uses like the sounds and music really well in a way I can't really like put it in like words, but it's very like there's like sounds and music that are like timed very well with like the like just like what the game like is. And there's also the voice acting's pretty good. And I like all the like sound design for like when you get those little like bits of audio. It sounds very like legit. Also, I forgot to mention this, but another notable thing about it is it's from Lucas Pope, who's known for making Papers, Please.
Oh yeah, okay.
Which I forgot to mention because I haven't played Papers, Please, so that wasn't like significant to me. But that is like a thing about it. It actually made me more interested in going back and playing that, because I played like a little bit of that and didn't really get into it. But now that I played Obra Dinn, I'm thinking I might want to go back and check out Papers, Please. But Obra Dinn also won Best Art Design at the Game Awards, which I was really happy about, because I didn't think he was going to get it. I thought Octopath was going to take it. But I'm glad Obra Dinn got it, because as much as like Octopath is a real pretty game, I personally felt like Obra Dinn deserved it a bit more, just because it's I think a bit more of like unique of a like look, and like a bit more maybe like innovative. Like I've seen games that look sort of like Octopath before, maybe not like quite as like good as Octopath looks, but it's not like an original sort of concept. Whereas Obra Dinn is like not like anything I've ever seen before at all. It's very neat.
Cool, man. Would you recommend it to someone like me who's awful at puzzle games and up every? Does it require any sort of critical?
Yes, it does.
Oof.
Oh, he's not going to be able to play that.
Me, no, I will not.
But it's still really good. So
yeah. I was interested in this game but it's generally a game that I can see myself like not getting past the first mission on because I'm really bad at this.
The nice thing is that they don't really prevent you like from progressing.
Huh.
Like this stuff. Well, wait. Yeah, no. I don't think so. Yeah. But basically, except at the end, there's one part where they do towards the very end, where like there's one chapter in the book that's like you can't like access. It says, "Oh yeah, this you'll like figure this out after you like fill out the rest of the book and like send it to me, and I'll send it back to you, and then you can do this chapter." And so once you've like gotten to every death, you have to like solve them all before you can do that last part. But otherwise, it won't prevent you from progressing.
That's good.
You guys can't like finish the game until you fill them all out. But yeah, very good.
Cool, dude.
Nice.
All right, is that it?
Yep. I don't have much more to say. Just good game. I like it a lot.
All right, that's it for this episode of the Geeks by Gaslight Podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Special thanks to our producers, Dre Best, Ronnie Diaz, and Scott Heemster for making the show possible. Thanks to Guthrie Schooner, our lead editor, and thank you to Jack Werdemer for helping us design the thumbnail. If you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to subscribe and leave a comment, follow us on Twitter, and join our Discord. The link will be down in the description below, and be sure to keep it locked right here for brand new episodes of the Geeks by Gaslight Podcast every single goddamn month. But until then, take it easy, nerds.